Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back to another episode of It's in the Details. This is part 2 of the 2-part Korean Drama Extravaganza. My girl Steph is back with me, digging into all of the Korean drama stuff. I hope you enjoy it. It was a lot of fun to do, and I hope you enjoy this second part where we dig into the world's newest obsession. Poor Korean people killing each other for a game. That's what it is. That's what it was. So we get into it. I hope you enjoy it. Okay, lady. I got a bone to pick with you. A few weeks ago, I found out Squid Game was a thing. I did not really know it was a thing. I had heard people talking about it. The memes weren't really getting to me because I didn't really know it was a thing. And then my buddy Roger asked me if I was watching Squid Game, and I said, it's too hot right now. I'll get to it. I'm doing stuff. I got stuff I'm watching, right? And then I got a text message from you. We were talking about other stuff. We were just talking about some other stuff, right? And out of nowhere, you say to me, I think you should start watching Squid Game right now. That was it. It was like 12 words. That was it. And I did not start watching immediately. But for the next 3 to 4 days, I was haunted by that text message. I was like, okay, so I love Chung. I respect Chung. I respect her tastes and culture and all sorts of things. Why is she telling me to do this thing right now? Okay. 2 days later, I have finished Squid Game. Okay. I watched all 9 episodes, 2 days. I could not stop myself. I was like, this is why the world is in love with this. I get it. Fine. I get it. Right.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
Did you interrupt something else to watch Squid Game? Or did you finish what you were doing and then started watching Squid Game?
So this is what happened. I was watching Vincenzo. I think Roger talked to me about Squid Game while I was on like maybe episode 17 or 18 of Vincenzo.
Okay.
So I finished Vincenzo, and then I finally started Lupin. I don't know if you've watched Lupin yet. Okay. But I watched Lupin. Lupin was, I think, 10 episodes. I think there's 2 seasons, 5 episodes each. So I watched Lupin. And then once that was done, the haunting of Squid Game text from Chung was in the back of my head. And I was like, let's just do it. Let's just start it, right? So I started it up. And in many ways, could not believe my eyes and ears. And in many ways, I was like, oh yeah, of course, right? Of course. Like this, it's enormous, it's exploded, et cetera, et cetera. But it's a story that could be told almost anywhere, almost anywhere in the world, right? Like when you've got overt, ruthless capitalism that leads to situations where people amass debt and don't know how to get out of it and could be susceptible to a handsome gentleman running up on them with a game in his briefcase and a bunch of money offering you to play this game. That could happen anywhere in the world, but they did it in Korea. They shot this in Korea.
So apparently, from my research on Squid Game, this show was written like 10 years ago.
Yes.
2009. So that is more than 10 years ago.
Yeah.
But they were unable to fund the idea until Netflix came along. So, I mean, I don't know if it was ahead of its, I guess you could call it was ahead of its time. And it's pretty accurate, I would say.
Right. Well, the thing is, it's similar to other stuff we've already had. Right? Like it's similar to Hunger Games. It's similar to Battle Royale. I don't know if you've watched Battle Royale yet. But I think Battle Royale might be the originator of this concept of a game where you're willing to die or kill for this big pot of money or survival, right?
Yeah, 45 billion won.
Yeah, which comes out to like $38 million Canadian or American or something like that. Like it's a good chunk of change, but an interesting concept, right? How did you feel about it? Are you in love with it? Are you ready for season 2? What's up?
So,
did you even like it?
So this is how it started. We went to my friend's house for dinner, and like it was like playing. It wasn't playing in the background, but like the ads were up. And I think this is like the first 2 weeks it came out, and like me and Ernest watch our fair share of like Netflix. So every time we log in, like this ad would come up, and we're just like, oh, what is this, right? One of my friends who we went to her house for dinner that day, she binge watched it, and she's like, oh yeah, it was really good, but like I was busy doing something else, and she was telling Ernest like what the show was kind of about. And then when we got home, I think it was that night, he was like, oh, we should watch this show. And like almost proceeded to tell me what was going on, and I'm like,
yeah, we're gonna watch it, just
we're gonna watch it, don't worry. Like so like we watched it together, which is like the first Korean drama that I think it's the first Korean drama that we've watched together. Like he didn't watch Vincenzo with me. He didn't watch Crash Landing. I think he like was in and out for like all of those shows. So he would sit for like 20 minutes, like make fun of what's going on, and then like get out of there. Right. watch me like have tears coming down my eyes and be like, I'm out.
Yeah.
And then we got to Squid Game, and I think we watched the first episode together, and then we're like, yeah, I think like this is like the show that we're gonna watch together. And every day he'd be like, can we watch Squid Game?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm busy right now.
Your schedules are also crazy too, right? Like it's hard to get the both of you in the same room a lot of the time, right?
Yeah. So like I think I remember because he was working day shift, so like he would go to sleep like really early, so we would like he'd be like, can we watch like 20 minutes of this show? I'm like, you're killing me here. I'm like, 20 minutes? I'm like, are you setting like an alarm? And like this guy would literally set an alarm for like 20-30 minutes, and like we'd like watch the show for like 20-30 minutes, and then he'd be like, oh yeah, it's time to go to bed.
Wait, what?
So like I'd have to like stop watching the show and be like, okay, I guess like we're all stopping, so guess we'll have to try this again tomorrow. Wow. To finish the episode.
Check you out.
So luckily it didn't like go on for too long, because like he was off, like he went on vacation, and then we were just like watching like the episodes, and then the last day I think we watched like 3 episodes together to finish the series off.
Right.
And yeah, it was good. I liked it. I liked the concept of it. It was like a little bit jarring at the beginning because you weren't really sure what was going on.
Right.
And then like you can kind of see like how it's like taking form, right? Yeah. Like, so I guess his mom gets ill, so then he goes back.
Yeah.
And you can see that that's where like the games are gonna begin again.
Yeah.
Like that he's gonna continue to play this time because he like there like his character needs like more motivation.
Yeah, he's got his daughter that he's trying to provide for, which he's doing a real bad job at. He's really a mess. He's a mess of a person overall. Yeah. He's trying to make it work, but he's trying shortcuts so he can get it together faster.
Yeah.
Right? Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, so I think it was like a really good play on like mother and son, or like parent and child relationships. There's like a good sibling relationship in this show as well with the 2 brothers, like the cop and his brother.
Yeah.
And then there's like the whole there's like a whole group like similar in other Korean dramas where there's like a group of people who try to band together to
Yeah.
stay together, but you know in this show that they're not all going to make it together.
It's not likely going to work out real well
Yeah,
for all
like
of them.
reality hits early in this show that they're not going to make it in together.
Yeah. So I don't know if you can do a quick synopsis of what the show is, but you've got people who are in big debt. They're provided with an opportunity to get out of this debt by going to play this game. They don't know anything about it. They just get essentially kidnapped. It's like a willful kidnapping. They end up on this island, and they find out they're playing for a bunch of money. They don't know what they're playing, but they quickly find out they're playing children's games for this cash, right? So they play, to start out, red light, green light.
Red light, green light.
You're trying to get to a destination. When the light's green, you can go. When the light's red, you cannot. And it's about 45 minutes or 50 minutes into the show where we find out what this show is about to be. What were your feelings when red light, green light came on your screen?
I was like, oh snap.
Yeah.
And I was like, if I was participating in this game, I think I'd make it past red light, green light.
Yeah, probably.
Those are my thoughts. I'm like, okay, that's like an easy game to start off with. Like, everyone for themselves. Like, you get rid of like half the people. Red light, green light.
It's a very clinical view of Squid Game and red light, green light.
I can make it. I can make it through this.
Sure, they're slaughtering people around me, but I'll be fine.
Yeah, like just don't move when it's red light.
It's very simple. Yeah. Have you been seeing that people have been building that doll?
Yeah,
all over the world.
Yeah, there's like a lot of memes, a lot of TikToks.
Yeah,
it's wild.
It's very strange. I'm not fond of the idea of running into people dressed up like Squid Game throughout Halloween. It's just
it's gonna happen.
It's inevitable.
I'll dress up my dog though.
Square, triangle, circle, which one?
I'll dress her up as a square.
Yeah, one of the minions. Yeah. So we get the red light, green light. Before we get that, we meet number 001.
001.
I have a question for you. I was talking to a friend about this show, and she was immediately skeptical of 001.
Wow.
Yes. I take it from your response that you were not.
I just thought he was just some like old dude who was like had nothing to lose. But like I also knew he was gonna make it further than anyone expected, I guess. Right. Because he made it to 3 levels, right?
So he went red light, green light. He went Dalgona.
Yeah.
And tug of war.
And then
marbles. Yeah.
Yeah. Where he lost his marbles. He lost his marbles.
Speaking of this show, man, again, another writing tour de force. Like they what they did with him throughout that marble game.
Mm-hmm.
What are we talking about? Like, it's like the quality of the work, because you could assume, hey, maybe the old guy is pretending he's losing his marbles, if you will, right? But if you're in the show, like if you're really just going along for the ride, I don't think that's immediately where you jump. At least I didn't. I was just like, oh my God, the stress, the oldness, he's sick. I was like, okay, I guess he really is losing his marbles. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I wasn't convinced he was losing his marbles on purpose. And like, I thought he was like really testing 4, 5, 6.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Um, I mean, like the marble game got me pretty good. Like I was in tears
Of
in the
course.
marble game.
Everywhere.
Yeah,
Everywhere. All over that little street they created, that little neighborhood they created. Just
yeah,
tears flowing everywhere.
yeah. That was a hard episode for me.
Yeah.
And like I almost like I was like we finished that episode and I'm like I just can't go on right now.
Yeah.
So I just couldn't.
I
I
can
just had to like recover.
I can totally see that.
Yeah. But 001.
Yeah. 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 My friend was skeptical. I didn't get there. But so red light, green light. You've got the sugar game. That was
Yeah.
interesting as well. Tug of war, the way they maneuvered through tug of war. I'm like, if I ever go to a family reunion or or anything popping off where someone's like, we're playing tug of war, I'm like, oh, I got some tug of war skills you don't know about now.
I'm gonna be a tug of war champ.
Yeah. I'm never losing tug of war again my whole life because I got 2 plans now. The glass bridge.
Ooh, glass bridge.
Like another thing where it's just like, I don't know how they came up with this. So you're
Glass bridge was amazing. I thought glass bridge was amazing. Actually.
Just because there were so many, I mean, the time constraint was a big part of it, obviously. Using people as chess pieces, essentially, it's just like, if you've decided you stopped moving, you're gonna move. I'm gonna move you, and I'm gonna get some
guy with the snake tattoo.
Yes. Yeah.
And his lover.
212. Yes. Yeah. Like it just keeps giving. It's not. I understand why it's enormous. Right. I understand why people can't stop watching it. It's not as good as Vincenzo. Right?
No.
And it doesn't have to be. It's not a competition.
No.
I'm just saying like the quality of what it is. But it is still fantastic. Like it's still a very interesting, like a little delicious, uncomfortable treat to enjoy. I mean, right?
The most jarring thing about Squid Game is that like every character is someone you've either met in real life. Like these people are present in real life.
Right.
I guess. Like and like the thing about it is like basically money can make people do all sorts of like obscene things.
Yeah. And that's a lot of what they were showing us. The one place, I'm gonna check with you. The one place that it kind of fell down for me is when they brought in the dudes that were gambling.
Oh, yeah.
The financiers, if you will.
Yeah.
Those super powerful businessmen. And it wasn't even the idea of these people coming to watch because it makes that like this is what this competition is for, right? Like, this is human dog fighting. This is what this
modern day gladiator.
Yeah. This is not Inglourious Bastards. This is Django Unchained with the black guys fighting. This is what this is, right? So someone's definitely watching it, and not only are they watching it, they're definitely going to be making money off of it, right? But the people they've brought to this show to be those dudes is the first time in anything Korean driven or centered that I've watched where I was like, these guys aren't very good actors. They're not written very well.
Yeah.
They don't look interesting. Like their masks were kind of interesting.
Yeah.
But I was just like, nothing, like they could have made them better. Right? Did you feel the same way, or am I like nitpicking?
Yeah. I thought like, I mean, the role wasn't huge.
For sure.
But I think they could have done a better job. With like I think there was like 3 characters, right? And they all
Yeah.
spoke like English, right?
Kind of. Yes. Like some sort
Right.
of broken European English. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know if like they didn't care so much about these characters,
It was
but
weird.
yeah. I mean, I think they were supposed to be weird, to be fair. Like,
Yeah, but okay, like if we look back at Vincenzo, this isn't a direct comparison, but if you just take a Vincenzo for a second, and you're like, we need some people to come in here and be very much unlikable, right? Like we're not supposed to like these guys, right? We need them to be unlikable. We need them to be debaucherous, where they're like they respond to every hedonistic like love and want that they have. Like I have the money to get whatever I want, and I don't care how I get it, right? Like there's a way to have those people do those things where if you were to take them to the top of a building and throw them off the building, right? You have that catharsis of, oh, bad shit happened to this bad person. I feel fine about this, right?
yeah.
But they weren't even good at that. You know what I mean? Like they
No.
weren't good at being bad.
No, they were like mediocre at being
Right?
bad. Yeah. I think there was so much more potential for that role.
Yes. Yes. Like make them truly distasteful if you're going to bother bringing them here. But to a certain degree, I'm nitpicking because the rest of it's so good. 06, the young pickpocket Korean girl. How did you feel about this woman? She was delightful. I'm sure she forced you to cry at least once or twice, maybe 3 times I can think about now.
Yeah. I like her
character. What a character.
Yeah. And then, so they make you like the characters around 4, 5, 6.
Yes.
So she's one of them. There's always a character that you will hate, which is his childhood friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, 218.
Yeah.
Okay. The old man, you can be like, you can kind of cheer for the old man, but you know, like he's not making it far through the games.
Sorry, to a slight pause here. That old man, the gift and the curse. That's what I wrote as soon as he came on the screen. I was like, the gift and the curse of this old man, because as soon as you get him, you know you're going to fall in love with him. Yeah. And you also know you're not going to have him for the whole thing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So then there's a girl, like she's like smart. She moves fast. And like you kind of want her to be on your team.
Stunning.
Stunning. Yeah. And Ali.
Yeah.
Who's like the nice, strong dude.
There's no reason not to like him.
Exactly. So like you have all these characters that you really end up liking. And
saves a life in episode 1.
Saves a life. And like, but like, you know, because like they started off the series with 4, 5, 6.
Yeah.
That like you kind of predict that he's kind of going to make it through to the end, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you just have this like dreadful feeling like, oh my God, like none of these other people are gonna end up making it there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then like they had to find a way to kill her off.
Right.
And I guess exploding the glass bridge was it. And then having like the childhood friend end it. It's like heartless. It's heartless writing. And it was effective. It made me cry so much.
Yeah. If that goes right back to Vincenzo. If we are going to end somebody later in the show, we're going to really need a reason for you to be happy about it.
Yeah.
And they gave us tons of reasons to be happy about him ultimately not winning. Yeah. And one of the big ones was taking out this girl.
Yeah. She would have been like pretty good competition for him. I mean, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Which one was your favorite game?
Interesting. I think my favorite game to watch was probably Tug of War.
Mm.
I think because they let the old man drive it, right? Like I'm always down. I'm always down for listening to elders. Like I'm always down for listening to someone impart wisdom from their life experience. And an old person, a long time, actually, Bruce, our old club head, no disrespect calling him an old person, but he taught me a long time ago. He's like, so much of coaching is just stealing. It's just finding stuff that you like from other people and using it, and the stuff you don't like from other people, throwing it away. Just get rid of it, right? And listening, the way they broke down 001, breaking down the strategy of how they're going to win this tug of war, I was like, I'm ready for this, because their team was not strong, man. Like their team did not look strong at all.
No.
And so many of the ideas about how to win that tug of war have stuck in my mind since I've watched the show. Like in other sports and things that I watch, I'm like, oh, if you hold out here to start out, that person's going to tire out, blah, 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 whatever. Right. But I really enjoyed that. Red light, green light is hard not to love because it was the first one.
Yeah. And
so ruthless. Like, I imagined at some point during that they were going to say, this is what's happening. If y'all aren't happy about it, you can leave. And we're going to open up the exit door for 19 seconds. We're going to open up the exit door, and it's going to be a green light situation. You guys can bolt, right? But once 19 seconds is done, we're stopping, right? I thought they might give them an out or something, right? But they were just like, nah, this is what's happening. Move when that light's green. And if it's not, busting caps in y'all asses, right? Like, so it's hard not to love red light, green light. What about you?
I thought the bridge game, the glass bridge, was pretty good. It was like entertaining.
Yeah.
Because you get to see like how people react.
Yeah.
To like stress. Big time.
Yeah.
I thought that one was pretty good. And also the memory too. Like when 456 was last. Yeah, he didn't even know which one to go first.
Exactly. Oh, and that you could imagine that happening to yourself.
Yeah, because like I think the bridge was like it was exactly like 12 or 15 people long, right? Because that's how many people were left.
I think it was way longer than that. Yeah. I think it was way more steps than that. Like they needed multiple people to get multiple steps right in order to have a real good shot at getting to the end, like without falling, right? Yeah. Like multiple people had to get multiple steps right.
Yeah. So I thought like that one was like entertaining to watch.
Yeah.
Like marbles like took a lot out of me, so like emotional bias.
Yeah. I don't need to see marbles again in my whole life. I don't want to see a marble ever again in my whole entire. In fact, I don't even remember the last time I saw a marble, and I wish I could remove those memories from my life just because of this damn show. I don't want to see marbles ever again. I'm done with marbles.
Yep. I have to unsee it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think like those two were like really good. Like two of my favorites, and like Red Light Green Light is like classic, and it was also triggered emotionally because it was like at the beginning, and like you're like, oh dang, like that. They're not joking around.
Yeah. Yeah.
They are not joking.
Yeah. And I think it's again really good writing that you didn't just have everybody just fall in line with, oh, okay, when the red light comes, I just gotta stop, right? They had people trying to tend to the people that have been shot, like not believing it was necessarily really happening.
Yeah.
And I think that's the level of chaos that would actually happen when you suddenly get thrown in this situation. Like, you don't know what these people are doing. So you would check on someone and get your head blasted off too, of course.
Like, how do you not breathe heavy after you like watch a whole bunch of people get shot up and like not move?
It was wild. It was wild. We're running late on time. The cop that decided to infiltrate all of the stuff that was going, just crazy. But what stuck out for me with this cop is this cop was murdering people, all willy-nilly throughout this structure, like he wasn't a cop.
Yeah.
You know what? Like, did that stick out to you? It was just like, he's just shooting people. It's just, and it's not like he's shooting people all serious, but
my thing about the cop was like, he just like followed them onto the boat.
How many hours was that drive?
Yeah, no plan. Like, his phone like seemed to last for a week.
Great
His iPhone was like going strong.
He didn't they had no chargers. Moment. Yeah, they didn't have any chargers. His phone just, that's such a great point.
It's like the Korean battery is like infinite or something. He had an infinite Korean Samsung battery in that phone.
Were they Samsungs?
I don't remember.
You assume,
I think it was a Samsung. I have not seen an iPhone in a Korean drama in my life.
That's what I was just gonna say. That's what I was just gonna say. It's
like Crash Landing, Samsung all the way.
Yeah,
I think it's Samsung. Like Vincenzo, Samsung.
Yeah, it's gotta be.
I don't think they carry any other phone besides Samsung in Korea.
Yeah. I would assume. I don't recall seeing that there were Samsungs, but my brain assumes they're Samsungs.
Yeah.
And
I can Google that real fast.
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, you got 212, the lady 212, she snuck cigarettes in. She snuck 5 cigarettes into this facility in her vagina.
And a lighter. Like,
it feels like a lot of work for 5 cigarettes, you know, doesn't it?
I mean, okay.
Like, if it was, if she smuggled in 2 packs in her hoo-ha, right? I could see, okay, I bring in 2 packs of cigarettes in my lady parts. I got a long I could trade some of these cigarettes with other people if they got stuff. Like, I could do things, but she brought 5.
I guess she thought she was only going to be there for 5 days.
If you have to sneak cigarettes into this place, you need more than 1 cigarette a day. Your habit is definitely stronger than 1 cigarette a day.
That is true. She did have her purpose.
Yeah. It was a ride, man. It was a wild ride.
A good ride.
Are you ready for season 2? Are you excited for season 2? Are you unsure?
Ooh. I don't think the cop's dead.
Okay, so the cop was shot, fell off the side of that cliff into the water. You think the cop's still alive?
Yeah.
Front man still alive.
456 going back.
456 going back. All of 456's friends, all dead.
Yeah, all dead.
And 001 has
passed.
Has passed. Has passed.
Passed?
We don't know.
Who knows?
Right?
Who did he leave all his money to?
How much?
Is 001 456's dad?
These are great questions. Do you have any others? Is there?
And why is 456 still a bad dad? He was gonna go to LA.
Right.
to get his daughter back. And instead, he turned around in the tunnel.
You want to know, I think, what keeps you from winning $38 million and then immediately becoming a good dad? I think what stops you from getting there is watching 455 people get murdered right in front of your face. I think that would stop anybody from flipping the script on becoming a regular old good person.
True.
Maybe it wouldn't have stopped 218, his childhood friend. He might have come back and been just fine because he made some decisions about why he was there, and it was to get that money. I don't care who I have to care. We're done with teams. I'm an individual, right? He would have been fine coming home.
He was always the individual.
Yeah. And 067, I think she was young enough where
she would have been fine.
She had to come take care of her brother. Her brother didn't have anybody else.
She said she was from North Korea, so I think she would have been fine.
She's hardened. Yeah, she's hardened by the North Korea. We just a quick shout out to her friend who she had to play marbles against.
Oh.
As soon as she invited her to play tug of war, I was like, can we just have this girl in this series as long as possible? Because I knew she was going to be great. I knew she was going to be a good character and a good actress. I could feel it in my bones.
Yeah.
And then when they gave us the two of them for that entire episode, I just loved it. I was so sad.
Oh.
Not sad enough to cry, but I was so sad.
I cried for her.
Yeah.
What's her name? What's her number?
Oh, no clue. No clue.
They do not list it.
No.
They did not list it here.
But we got to get you out of here. I appreciate your time.
Oh, thanks for having me. I
appreciate chopping it up with you over all the Korean stuff. This was so much fun.
Yeah.
And we got to do it again soon.
Yeah, we should do like Crash Landing with like, Linda.
I'm gonna do a three person. Yeah, I'm working my way through Crash Landing on You. Listen, just as a teaser for the people who have not seen Crash Landing on You, the episode 1 starts with a lady getting her dream job, her absolute dream job, and decides, I'm gonna go paragliding. Okay. What I'm going to do after getting my dream job is paragliding. And then, because as weather does, it goes from sun is shining, like on my face right now, sun is shining, to tornado. Okay? The tornado picks this woman up in her paraglide while a tractor flies by in the air and drops a cow, Twister styles, and drops her ass off in North Korea. Okay? And she survives.
Of course she survives.
As soon as I saw that, I was like, what is this dumbass show Chuck has got me watching? I'm going to watch it, but
it's amazing.
It's got to be. If that,
right.
and she's the fastest woman on earth. She outruns North Korean military in their own jungles. Okay? This show is crazy.
Yoon Suri, the fastest female athlete in South Korea and in North Korea, apparently.
She's spectacular. And a crazy smart businesswoman, apparently. Just, I can't wait.
This next episode will be brought to you by Steri's Choice.
I love it.
And Big Shades. Okay.
And Big Shades. Okay. I can't wait. I'll let you know when I'm done watching it. And maybe we'll do my podcast first 3-way. We'll see.
Yeah, we should definitely go to TNT.
Yeah. Yeah.
By the time you're done. Like, we'll schedule like you being done the series. We'll go to TNT, shop around, or like you'll watch me shop around, pick things off.
Don't get too angry, but when we finished playing golf on Wednesday, I went to TNT without you.
It's okay. I went on Thursday.
Okay. Good.
It's all good.
Okay. Well, I love you, lady. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you.
And we'll talk soon.
Yeah. Have a good weekend.
You too.
All right. Bye.
Take care. Bye. And thank you very much. If you've made it through both of them, we really appreciate it. We had a lot of fun doing it. Squid Game, huh? You know what I mean? Squid Game. Like, okay. But it was fun to dig into it and see what someone other than the internet thinks about this show. So I hope you enjoyed it, and we will see you back here talking about TV and movies as always in a week. Take care, y'all. Peace.